And we are live. What's going on? How are you guys doing? Appreciate you jumping on here. I wanted to come on and well, I'll tell you, I was talking to my buddy Joe Jackson called me tonight on a video chat, and man, he has experienced a tremendous loss. Just recently his wife passed away, and man, he wanted to, he said, man, I really I want to learn how to do live streams because I feel like I can help a lot of people. So I said, dude, let's do one together, and I'll help you break in. Hey, William McCormick, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. So let me bring Joe on the screen with me here so he wants to express some condolences or some he wants to thank everybody. So Joe, welcome, brother.
Hey, Ken. Thanks, Ken, for having me on here tonight. I appreciate you.
This is your very first Facebook Live.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. It's my first one ever. Yep.
Yeah. Well, dude, as you and I already talked about, man, I'm really, really sorry for your loss.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And one of the reasons why I wanted to get on here tonight is, Ken, you and I have hundreds and hundreds of mutual friends, and the outreach of support, love, thoughts, prayers has been seriously very powerful. I'm very grateful. I've had countless people all over the States, all over Canada. On last Saturday, I went to an event, and I got to spend some time with Grant and Elena and Richie Dolan. And Cardone Canada had a team there in Toronto, and they received me there, and we had good talks. They had some gifts, and just it's amazing the outreach of my friends, my family, but even in the 10X community. There's been a big thing, followers of Grant that have been extremely supportive. Countless messages on, like, it's been work trying to keep up and replying to them all. And I appreciate every one of them. It's been very, very powerful in this situation.
Man, I can't even imagine. Like I told you already, like I talked to you, I think the same day or two before or something. No, it was a couple days before, I think. And I told you, I don't even know what to say, man. Like I really, I don't. Like my heart's broken for you. Lori, I knew Lori as well. And
many of the people in our network, they've met Lori, and Lori has touched and changed everybody's life. She left some element of change into everybody. And it's been, it's there's no doubt it's hard. It's been hard. We have, for those that don't know, we have 5 young kids, ranging from the age of 9 to 3. And it's, but I have to do what I gotta do right by my kids, and I gotta be strong, and I got to and I do grieve and I do all that, but I do have to be strong for them too. And they have been back to school a couple days there last week, and they've got a really strong support system there. They're doing, like a lot of people say, how are you doing? How's everything going? How are the kids? And basically my reply to that is, I'm doing the best that I can do with the situation that we've been given. And the kids are too. The kids are doing as good as they can for the situation that they're in. I don't know how, like, you can't say you're doing good and whatnot, but it's, man, it's been the most challenging 2 weeks of my life. Absolutely.
I mean, dude, I get, like, you and I mean, we're not like best friends, but we're pretty tight. You and I have had lots of conversations. I mean, I've been on a Zoom with you and with Lori, and laughing with both of you, and you
Oh
you
yeah.
you telling her to quiet those damn dogs down.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that. That was at our other house.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was at our other house. Yeah.
And you know, I mean, it's just heartbreaking, man. It chokes me up, chokes
Yeah.
me up, man. I'm you know, hurting for you, man. So
And I appreciate that. And there's lots of people out there. There's lots of output or out like support. Now, um, the one thing that I do have, like one thing that's is I want to say is helping me is Lori and I, and we were like 5 years, right? And it was the best 5 years of my life, hands down. And she really, really pushed me, and I would say that we were a power couple, right? And I was her king, she was my queen, and much like, but because we were both on this path together of Grant and Elena and the 10x thing and the whole personal development stuff,
yeah,
we had a purpose together, and much like what Grant would say, like she would point to the wall and say, "Go through that wall," and I'd go through that wall for her. I'd do whatever I had to for her, and she'd always support me. And we went through a lot of adversity. We had a farm. We've done all sorts of crazy stuff. We got this house and my business, and she's always been my support system. And one of the things is that um, when I 3 years ago when I started listening to Grant, those are all tools that I've learned from him, and all the knowledge I've got from him and other people in that space.
yeah,
It's really helped me handle this adversity. There's absolutely no, and I know how Lori would expect me to. One of the things when we were in any sort of adversity in the last 5 years, um, the king can't crumble. The king can grieve, the king can cry, the king can do all that, but she says, "You cannot crumble. You crumble, and our empire crumbles."
right,
And I still have to do that for my kids and for the business and for my life and for me and for the community, like for everybody around me, my friends, my family. I just can't crumble, right?
right,
So, um, and I really I can't be a victim to it,
right,
right? I
right.
gotta take responsibility and charge over my future, and that's not on the couch drinking a beer in my track pants.
Right.
That's getting out into the world and helping others. And my eulogy at her funeral, uh, it I wanted to take people and them leave better than what they came. And that was, I know that was Lori, that would be Lori's work.
Yeah.
And that was powerful. The pastor at the funeral, he came up to me and he's like, "Man, you are one inspiring guy," and that helps me, right? That so this morning, totally transparent. I woke up in the morning, had a wicked headache. I was down, man. I was right down. And one of the things I did is I said, "This is not where I want to be today." So I actually threw in a couple of videos of Grant on what to do when you're lost. Boom, energized me. And then I just started I started doing the dishes and started doing things around the house.
Yeah.
And I had a very good day today. But I think I was telling you earlier, it's not always about your emotional IQ, it's action IQ. You
Right.
need to take action, whatever that is, whether it's get a shower, put on some different clothes, go to the gym, go for a walk, do the dishes, do a load of laundry. I never used to do dishes. I never used to do laundry. And now I have to do that. Right. So, um,
Wow.
I regret not doing that more. I regret not. I have. There is some of that that I'm like, man, I took it. I took that for granted.
Yeah.
Right. In this house, we lived here in 3 months. I've never cooked a meal until the other night, and that's a funny story. I'll tell you about that. My 9-year-old daughter, we were in my pickup, and the Bluetooth was on. My mom phoned and it was on Bluetooth. The mom said, "Do you want me to come cook you dinner?" And this was last Sunday night, and I was like, "No, I'll be okay." And I said, "We'll figure it out." I get off the phone and my 9-year-old daughter, Charlotte, says, "You know, Dad, if people keep doing everything for you, you're never going to learn how to do it yourself. So when are you going to start doing it yourself?" And it like right in the heart. I'm like, oh.
Right.
So then I came home. It's funny though, because then I come home and she grinded on me, man. She busted me up, right? So
Wow.
then, so I'm like, "You little bugger." So then I opened the freezer and we got Ziploc bags of like from Costco. We divided all up. Well, Lori
Yeah.
did. I can't tell the freaking difference between chicken and pork chops, but I knew I needed 2 packages and I didn't know what the difference was. So I'm like, oh, so I actually had a moment. I had to go sit down the stairs and just sit on the stairs here beside me. And I was like, man, I've been through way more adversity than chicken and pork chops. That's right. So, and you
Wow.
know, man, I got 2 packages of pork chops. I threw them in the oven, dude. And then I did acorn squash and veggies and stuff. And all the kids all had seconds and said it was the best meal I've ever cooked.
Dude, you need to come down here to Ohio and cook me dinner.
Man, they get that stuff like, and that's probably one of the things that I would say is when you're in adversity
Yeah.
and you're in a bad deal,
Yeah.
a bad part of your life, you're down. You first of all help somebody else.
Yep.
Just reach up and help somebody.
Yeah.
And went and do lower the gradient. Like you're not going to conquer the world that day, but maybe just the dishes is all you need to do. Maybe it's just maybe you just got to do that load of laundry or whatever it is that you got to do. Maybe you got to do that phone call to a customer and so on and so forth. But you just do that thing and it empowers you. And you're like, hey, listen, like it's so in my eulogy, I talked about a conversation I had with my kids. They're talking about being like, we're in this sadness and it's good to be sad and grieve, but you don't want to get stuck in it.
Right.
You don't want to get stuck in it. So, and I always say, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old to their understanding, you don't fully understand it yourself.
Right.
Whatever that topic is, right? So what I explained to them is that if we went 4-wheeling in my pickup truck and we got stuck, what would we do? And they're right away, well, you get out and push, right? And I'm like, yes, you're right. And I said, you might not get the truck out with your first push, but all you got to do is look for that 1 inch. Just look for 1 inch. And when you start moving it 1 inch, it starts to feel good and feel empowered. And ask someone else to help push if you need to. And then keep pushing. And 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch.
Yeah.
And eventually you're going to be mashing that gas pedal, throwing mud pies and complete enthusiasm. You're like, yeah, I did it.
Right.
So like a day like today, all I did is look for 1 inch, and that inch was the dishes. And then I washed the countertops and whatever. And that stuff, I just did that because today, normally I'd probably do business today, but I just had to do that stuff, but because the house is a mess. But yeah, I don't know, man. Those are things that I'm doing right now. And then I actually had a conversation with someone today for about 2 hours, and I helped them and where they were. Like it was powerful.
Dude.
So.
That's like, wow.
Wow.
I like, wow. I mean, to put it into perspective for everybody watching that doesn't know, like you literally just had your wife's funeral.
Friday. What is today?
Saturday.
Okay, so yesterday we had Lori's funeral. A week of that Friday, I held her for her last breath and her last heartbeat, and we had some other family around. But yeah, that was, yeah, man. Like Tuesday, Wednesday were real low for me. The whole process has been real low for me. But Tuesday and Wednesday I had to do the vision boards and
yeah,
vision boards, but the boards for all her pictures and stuff. And I have never in my life, like, and I saw it in real life, right? Like her heart could freaking, or her smile, sorry, her heart too, but her smile could just like melt me. And it is unbelievable, her smile. And I'm looking at all these pictures. I'm like, this is crazy, man. And yeah, it was tough. There's no doubt about it. But how do I explain that? One of the things that I really try to, a thing I try to do is we're all in this for survival. Like we all got to survive, right? That's a natural instinct.
Right.
Of a human is to survive, right? And so what I kind of do is I kind of create a metaphor of I got lions that are chasing me down that are going to eat me if I stop. And I have my business lion.
Yeah.
I've got my freaking kid lion, my kids lions. I've got financial responsibility lions. I've got all these lions.
Yeah.
And I stop, they're going to get me. So yeah. I'm going for survival. And survival is I got to keep my business going. I got to keep my kids. I got to be a father. I got to do that role. I got to do the business role. I got to do all those other roles that I'm responsible for. And if I start giving up on those, I'm gonna get eaten. So you can't like you can't stay in one place for too long if you got a lion after you,
Yeah.
right? You might be able to take a break and do some grieving and do all that, but you're gonna
Right.
have to get up and get going again, you know. So, well, I don't know if that's right for everybody, but that's what I do, and it helps.
Dude, you might be the strongest dude I've ever. I mean, a lot of people would fall into the, poor me and feeling sorry for themselves, and although you're feeling the grief and the pain, you're still pushing forward.
Yeah, I don't see any other way.
Right.
Okay, I'm there's a few things that I know God won't give you a burden that you can't bear, right?
Right.
So there's those. So I have that as a
Yeah.
just something that I can kind of count. Like I
Sure.
will get through this. And
Yeah.
I actually had a good conversation with a buddy. He's a Christian guy, and he was almost kind of struggling a little bit, like, how are you, like, walking? How are you standing? How are you even living? And I'm like, well, let me ask you, is God punishing me? He's like, oh, absolutely not. I said, okay. I said, so if God's not punishing me, is there a blessing in disguise? I said, obviously this is not a blessing. This is bad.
Right.
But in the future, like if I get off my couch, get out of my track pants, and get out into the world and and be around other humans, there's going to be people. If I seek the blessings, I will find them. And I'll tell you right now, Lori and I were organ donors, and on Friday, when she passed away, we got 6 organs. Like, Lori was 25, extremely healthy, and 6 organs. From my knowledge, 6 organs has been successfully donated to other people in need, and um,
Wow.
that's a huge thing for me.
Dude.
The
Like
reality of
I
it,
just got chills, dude. Like your perspective is unbelievable. Like it's so strong, and I mean that, man. Like wow.
yeah, like, so. I don't know how much a lot of people that are watching this kind of know what happened, but, like, so there's a lot of things that when I came home, I was kind of going on. I didn't get to her soon enough. I wasn't there soon enough to help her, and and then I quickly. This is something that Grant's helped me with. I take a line between a logic and emotion, right? You have your emotion and you got your logic,
Right.
and logically, I can't go and turn back the clock
No.
of time and show up earlier. So I have a reality. I have a
Right.
situation, and this is the reality. And the reality is, I got to her when I got to her, and I did all the breathe, like I did CPR and everything until medics came. But now that was soon enough. It wasn't soon enough, but it was soon enough that we got to spend a week with her at the hospital and all that. But then those organs were something that were of a benefit to 6 people, and we were praying and all this beside her bed that we want Lori to come through, and everything was going to be, she's on life support. We wanted her to get through it, but there was 6 other families that are praying for a miracle and a blessing for their sick one, whoever was on their bed, and they were praying for a miracle. And Lori and I, we had like there was the reality, like Lori wasn't coming out of this.
Yeah.
So now, though, I look at now, these 6 people's prayers were answered and their blessings, and I will find out who they were, not who they were, but I'll find out the ages and the sex, right? Because there could be a 6-year old child that need a liver. I know there was a liver deal, and I know there were some kidneys and pancreas and stuff. So, like, that to me, I don't know how to say this, but, like, me just wanting, I don't know how to say this, not sounding, but, like, it's almost the situation, the reality happened the way it happened.
Yeah.
And for me to now um, beat myself up horribly would almost be selfish, because I want to realize those blessings that those other 6 families got. Right. I
Yeah.
want to I want to count that as a blessing rather than beat the shit out of me. Right. So, and because that gives me power. Right. That gives me some energy. Um, and I've been taking all this energy, all these thoughts and prayers and all this stuff. There's a lot of energy around. When I was in the room with Lori, a lot of mourning, a lot of grief, and that was a lot of energy. And I tried to harness that into strength, right? I did my, like, Oh, dude, like I can't even explain the grief and the pain that I've went through, and I still go through. Um,
I can't imagine it. Like, I don't think anybody on here could. I
no,
mean, you have a
it's
25-year-old wife, you have 5 kids, all under the age of nine to 3 years old, and I don't think anybody can imagine that, dude. Nobody.
no, and there's actually been I've had a few situations where people are um, whatever, kind of having their opinion on, like, I'm not going to deny it, and I'm going to be totally transparent. My business had to keep going every day, so there
Yeah.
was some days I went to work. Like, actually, I went to work almost every day, some sort of work. I have guys that do work for me. I
Right.
have an employee and stuff, but I did have parts of my responsibility of work, and
Yeah,
I had got
you're
out
not in a position, you're not in a position to not be there, man. Anybody who
there.
doesn't understand that can
Yeah.
piss off. I'm
Well, what I
sorry.
said to him, and this is how I handled that, I said, "Hey, listen, dude, I appreciate your opinion. I understand your perspective, but your perspective is without the piece of what I have went through. I am here today because I went through from starting from that last Saturday to today. I
Yeah.
went through all of these. I had to tell my kids. I had to sit there with the doctor and hear what he had to say about the outcome of what was going to happen. I went through all those emotions. I went through all those struggles. I walked that walk. I'm here today. This is where I am, and this is how I make my decisions based off of that. And I said, in all due respect, you're in your reality right now. You're thinking, right now, if this happened to my wife, this is what I would do. But
Right.
you haven't been there. You haven't been to that
Right.
journey yet. I
Right.
don't hope nobody does that. I hope I'm not saying that, but like,
Right. Right.
and there's another thing that I did notice too is, and I want to be a better person for this, is when you're walking around and you're at stores or wherever and you're in communication with people and you're like, hey, how's it going? Have a good day. That is, there's, you really don't know what those people are going through.
Right.
And it is actually almost poor communication,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know. I really noticed it because on the Friday that um, we were taking her off life support, I had to go and I was at a place to get some keys for a piece of equipment, and everybody's like, "Hey, have a good weekend," and all that, and they don't know that, but I really was like, "Wow, you really don't know what people's journey is or what they're going through that day."
Right.
And it really actually threw me off a little bit. I'm like, wow, you guys have no idea. You
But
have no idea.
you're also, I mean, you're currently, and you have been, and understandable, it's not a judgment, but you're at a hyper level of awareness right now. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
right. So I think that, and you were talking about that with me one on one earlier, like you're just at you have a different sense of awareness about everything, like
Yeah.
taking things for granted that people do for you in your life,
Oh, oh yeah.
noticing that their communication with you isn't necessarily authentic. It's just a happenstance kind of thing, right?
Well, I hope that moving forward for me too is that I can pay more attention to people's energy and actually be authentic with, like, hey, how are you, and actually listening to them, right? Not listening to their tone and how they're responding, because you don't know what people. Hey, I didn't know that Lori was in as much pain as she was, right? So
Yeah.
I really want to try to um, focus on really paying attention to conversation and to people, and really I think a lot of us are not in that present time of conversation when we're having conversations. I don't know if we're actually present with them,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
I've fallen guilty to that myself.
All
Yeah.
of us do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we do, dude. I think you you're one of the strongest people I know, and
Thank
it see that picture back there of Lori behind you, so
you. Up here.
everybody can
Wait, oh,
everybody
I got to get this reverse camera figured out. Right there.
right there,
There we
right
go.
there. Yeah,
There's,
yeah,
oh man, yeah, it's yeah. We'll just today was yeah, when I met with this person, actually, I'm gonna be starting to do some locally here and where we live. I'm gonna start doing some cold reaching out and doing some speaking on stage and just yeah, trying to put some inspiration and motivation into people. Try to Lori and I always wanted to leave people better than how we found them. And
And
that's what
and every single interaction I've had with you and with Lori, that's exactly what you guys do.
Mhm.
And what let me ask you this. So you told me that you wanted to start going live and helping people, which is just
Mhm.
who you are. Like that's just
Mhm.
your makeup at your heart.
Mhm.
So I want to ask everybody on the stream, number one, if you're not already friends with Joe, please send him a friend request, follow him on Facebook. But I want to drop a one in the stream if you are if you would be willing to go and listen to every live stream Joe does. Because I'm willing to bet that there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people on here that would be on your live streams, dude. You're an
Well,
inspiration, man. Like I don't again, I cannot relate to it. I can't relate to what you're going through, man, but you're handling it like a real champion, man. I mean, it's unbelievable.
well, like I think that goes back to uh, none of us get out of this life unscathed with some sort of loss or some sort of upset or or disappointment. We everything in our lives have a cycle, right?
Yeah,
Dogs die, trees die. You know, you don't want people to die, obviously, and I didn't want this. This is horrible, but grandmas and grandpas die, and and I think for me, just I really honestly, this whole thing I've been doing of investing in myself and always seeking a higher potential of me, of
yeah,
Joe Jackson, trying to find that better version of me,
yeah,
um, is really, I'd be a wreck if I hadn't done that. And I have my wreck moments. And I think it, I go to the grief, I go all those things. But the thing that I think the important part is you can't stay there forever. You got to pull yourself out and then do it. There's lots of times I'll give you an example. Doorbell rings a couple days ago. My little 3-year-old Tanner runs the door. Mommy's home. You want to see? I'm 260 pounds. You want to see how fast 260 pounds hits the ground in tears?
uh,
Right? Like that stuff, that'll always be there, man. You don't just that doesn't go away, right? Like that yeah,
mm,
man. Like and then, but the thing is, I couldn't stay on the ground forever. I did have to get up, and I had to hug Tanner, and then the other kids were like, "Daddy was wrong. Daddy's okay. Daddy's had a moment, right? That you can't like that pain." But
mm,
the personal development stuff and investing in there's no lie. I'm a freak when it comes to Grant Cardone content. I own just so everybody knows I own the license. I was the first one in Ontario here in Canada to
yeah.
Ontario, Canada. Corey has that out west. But anyways,
So you the license for what? Finish that.
license for Grant Cardone.
Yeah, you're a Grant Cardone license holder.
Licensee, yeah. Yeah, I think there's
Yeah,
56 of us in the world, something
yeah,
like that. Right now, I'm not 100% sure. We work directly with Richie Dolan on
yeah,
every Friday. We work with Richie Dolan.
yeah,
Awesome dude, stand up dude, man. Richie Dolan. He was there with me last Saturday with Grant and Elena. I got to spend some
yeah,
time with Grant and Elena and the kids, and then with Richie, freaking top shelf guy. And you
yeah,
know that's empowering too. When you can get around guys like them that are willing to you get some time with them.
yeah,
And all this stuff is just yeah, that whole space has been really good for me. Really good for me. Um, yeah, I can't even really like. It's actually kind of funny because people are like, how much money are you making with Grant Cardone stuff, and how much all this? It's not always about that, man. It's
right.
what energy can you get from it? What life lessons? They're invaluable, dude.
I
Like
know.
this, like in just a little bit, like 3 months ago, Lori and I started Floater, right? My business Floater, and
Yeah,
that's why Floater is a business, and then I got Inspire Knowledge, which is the licensee of grants. I was making $250 a day driving truck 4 months ago. Now
yeah,
I'm making $2,500 a day.
Yeah.
right? So there's a 10x. But it's like, and I'm going to keep going on that. That's not staying like that forever either. But it's all these things are little wins, right? And it isn't always about the money, but it's like the power that you get
Dude,
when you invest in yourself.
that's a pretty significant financial gain.
Yeah,
That's
well,
pretty
we
good.
went, Lori and I, and I'm so happy that Lori got to be a part of this house. We used to live in a 1,000 square foot, one bathroom house,
Yeah.
and Lori was the one reason this house is existing, right? She's like, dude, we're playing too small. We went to a friend's house, a customer house. He's my age, $2 million ranch, and we were there for dinner, and we left, and Lori's like, what are we doing? And I said, I agree. A week later, we moved into a 4,000 square foot house, 5 bedroom, 4 bathroom.
That's
Like
awesome,
that
dude.
was Lori, right? But it's just like this wouldn't even be an option if I didn't keep investing in myself.
Yeah.
One thing that I recommend to people, like most people hate banks, most people hate insurance companies, most people hate how their governments are going and college and universities, but they put money with them all. They put money, they leave money in the bank who they
Right.
hate. They invest in life insurance and their insurance and all their stuff.
Yeah.
They pay taxes to the government and they bitch about it, but no one will buy a $30 book.
Right.
$30 books are the biggest thing that have done for me.
Right. And
$30 books.
read it and read it
Read it. Yeah, yeah. You can't just
completely.
yeah, like you
Right.
read. Well, I only have 20 books I read. I only have
Right.
20 books I read. I just read them over and over and over and over
Right.
and over and over
Right.
again. Because depending on what season of life you are, the book has a different perspective.
That's right.
Or as you grow, you can pull different data out of the book.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
God, that's unbelievable. The wisdom coming. Okay, so only a few people dropped a one. No, we got Ashley Grant. My wife is on here. Dude, are you seeing any of the comments? Robert
I
Brooker.
can't.
Robert's up there in Ontario with you. He's a good friend of mine. Got Larry Schneider on here, Brad Clark. They're all saying they'll listen to you. They all
Brad Clark's a good dude. I know Brad Clark too.
and Tyson and Megan Stokely.
Yeah. They're friends of mine. Hi,
Yeah.
guys. Hi, Tyson. Hi, Megan.
Wow,
Hi,
William McCormick dropped a one. Dude, you got a fan base, man. Everybody send Joe a friend request if you're not already friends with him, because this
I got
guy.
Larry Schneider, Ken Dugas, Robert Brooker.
There you go.
They're on there.
Did they already send you a friend request?
Yeah, man. I've got some.
Good.
Yeah.
Those are good. Those are good friends of mine, man. Accept their
Yeah.
friend request. So,
Absolutely.
Joe, I don't want to keep you all night, but I love you like a brother, man, and
Yeah, man,
and
I appreciate that.
I'm you're wow. You're
Thanks,
doing
man.
it. I don't
I'm
even
gonna
know what
keep
to
doing it
say.
too, though. I'm gonna keep doing it, man. I'm gonna keep doing it. I got to do it for me. I got to do it for my kids. I got to do it for society, my community, my church, and I got to do it for the world ultimately. And there's gonna be. I want to. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people in my life. I've seen a lot of people grow and change their lives
Yeah.
with the same stuff I'm doing, and I just want to
Yeah.
expand that message. Right, I'm going to be, and I'm not ashamed of it, and I will not apologize for it. I am definitely a walk-in mini Grant Cardone, spreading his message, right? Because
You are. It's awesome, dude.
it works, man. It works. Like
Yeah.
it works. I don't have 12 credits in high school, right?
Right.
I only have 12 credits in high school. I'm not overly educated guy, but my business, I've doubled my business in 3-4 months, right? I doubled, like I got it's going really strong. Got a nice house, got things going on, and that doesn't matter, but it's just like
It does matter.
it does.
It
Yeah,
does.
the house matters. The house matters. And it's nice. It's a $1.5 million house. Like
Yeah.
I would never be here. Honestly, 100%, I would not be here in this. I was doing what I'm doing, coping with this. I don't even know if Lori would have been with me still, because I probably, if I didn't keep pounding and pushing and looking for that better side of Joe, that better version of me.
Yeah.
And she did the same thing. Like, yeah. I
You know,
really,
Grant, Grant was on my he hopped on my live stream last night for a little bit. That was a lot of fun, dude. I love that dude. I have nothing but love and respect for him and Elena and everybody in his entire organization, man. I'm friends. They're like family to me.
He was one of many that sent flowers to the funeral home. And then the Friday night that that Lori passed, I came home and there was a 10X box on my front doorstep. And it was stuff from him. He personally hand wrote a card, did a little thing on a plaque for me. And I'll actually read it to you. It's on the fridge here.
Go get it. Go get it.
I got to read that. Hang on.
Yeah, go get it.
It's powerful, man. It's a powerful. It's simple, but simple works.
Let's see it.
Simple works. Okay.
Nice. Yep.
So that's Grant Cardone right there. So anyways, Joe, be great at every day, no matter what's going on. And people are like, how can you be great, man? How is that great? And it isn't great. But that doesn't change the fact that I got to be great for my kids. That doesn't change the fact that I got to be great for my family. Got to be great for my community. Got to be great for me. What is greatness? What is greatness? Grant always says, be great because nothing else pays. But like if I'm great to my kids, my payments return in love, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do the best for my kids, and the school's really impressed with how they're handling. I think I'm a lighthouse to my children. I want to be a lighthouse to my children and many other children and many other people. But that lighthouse, it guides them. And then the teachers and the principals and everybody at the school are like your kids are strong, but daddy's strong.
Yeah.
Right? Daddy's strong.
Dude, you are a badass, man. I'm serious, man. Holy crap. You just buried your wife yesterday. Had the funeral.
Yeah, but I'm not. That's like, yeah.
But you're just strong. Like it's unbelievable. I have nothing but love and respect, bro. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. Can't believe how well you're doing. You're just doing.
Yeah, and I know that I am capable just as any to fall apart. But I really like today was hard, man. This morning, the kids are all gone, and I needed some time. I just said I need to be alone for a little bit at my house.
Yeah,
I wanted to give myself I wanted to build. I talked to Grant and Elena when I was with them in Toronto there, and I said to them, I said, dude, like I was in a million pieces on Friday night. So Friday night she passed away, and then I went and spent some time with Grant and Elena and Richie Dolan, and Sabrina and Scarlett, and I said to Grant and Elena, I said I was in a million freaking pieces last night, but I did glue myself back together. But I just used 10X glue, right? I used 10X glue, right? Put myself back together with that, and that's, yeah, man, I've been apart. And this morning when I got up, I was a wreck. But honestly, I just looked for that one little thing. And the one thing, and if anybody's, I can share the links for the videos. But Google Grant or YouTube Grant, and what to do when you're lost. They're so and then watch the one of him with his house in where Walmart's bought his house and they're tearing it apart. Like these, what are you going to do with loss? You're going to be faced with loss.
Yep.
Loss of a job, loss of a spouse, loss of your house. Like houses burn down.
Yep.
Right? How are you going to do? And what are some steps to take?
Look at the comments. Look at what William J. McCormick just wrote.
I can't see.
You can't see the comments?
I don't think I can.
Be the change you want to see in the world by Gandhi. And he says, You're totally embodying this philosophy, Joe.
Oh, wow.
You just got compared to Gandhi.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's maybe a little bit.
No, dude, you're awesome, man. This is gonna sound really weird, man. It's like a paradox, man. I'm incredibly sorry for your loss, but I'm also incredibly proud of you for your strength, because you hit me up on Wednesday. We chatted a little bit and you told me that, your entire world was crumbling. That, and I, at first I did, I'm like, this can't be true. This, like,
Mhm.
there's, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, this is a really terrible joke if he's joking. And,
Oh yeah, I wouldn't joke.
no, dude, I know, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I couldn't believe it, and I'm like, and I'm sure obviously you couldn't either, but like, I'm proud of you, dude. You're incredibly
Well,
strong.
let me throw this out there, and this is something else that I try to do in my life, and maybe someone will find some value of it. Everything that's going on in your life, friends, family, things, houses, cars, everything, they're either an asset to you or they're a liability. And if we put too much stuff into too much attention on liabilities, that's obviously not going to serve you well. And this is this is definitely a tragic thing for me. And but I have to put it in a column, and I've heard, like, the way I honestly view it is it's a huge loss, and it's been a massive loss. But I do want to seek the I don't want to say gift, but it's seek the blessing in it. And when I seek that blessing, and not in it, I don't want to sound like that. I don't want to sound like that. But it's like, I don't know how to explain it. But I want to.
You
This
do
is
it,
my story. This is a part of the story. I can't change it.
right.
Right. I can either make it a liability or an asset. Right. I can't change it. I haven't
Right.
figured that out yet. I haven't figured out how to turn back time.
Yeah. You
Like,
will
so you.
definitely be the wealthiest, most famous person on the planet if you figure that one out.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Ever.
So
Like, yeah,
I don't. I because I don't want people to be like, "Oh man, you're so." I'm like, it's not about that. It's like I'm a cup half full guy, and if that ain't good enough, I grab a smaller cup. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta take the half full cup approach, and attitude is latitude, right?
yeah,
Your attitude towards life, and um, yeah, and take responsibility. Like,
yep,
it ain't happening to you; it's happening because yeah.
yeah,
Or no matter where I go, there I am.
yep,
Right.
yep,
So and take responsibility for it. I gave an analogy to somebody today. If you get rear-ended in your car, you can be the victim or you can take the responsibility of it. And she's like, how would you take responsibility for that? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't have been texting before you pulled up to the light and slammed on your brakes, so he rear-ended you.
yeah.
You can look at this. You
Or
have
you
some,
should have left 3 minutes earlier from home, or
or left two parts, or left some space in front of you, so
yeah,
that you and monitored your rear view mirror and saw the guys coming too fast, so you gave them room. Like, you
yeah,
can always find every situation in your life, you can find some part of it to take responsibility for and learn
yeah,
from it and try to prevent it in the future.
yep.
Um, or
That's
you could be a victim of it. But if I'm a victim to this, how am I going to recover? I will, if I keep being the effect of it,
yeah,
and being a victim, I could become a victim of it.
yeah.
Right.
That's so strong, dude. Wow, so strong. That's awesome, and you're 1,000% right.
mm,
I agree with you.
yeah, just take responsibility, and yeah.
So, Joe, let me ask you a
Yeah,
question, man.
absolutely.
Are you going to start doing live streams on your own?
Yeah, man, it's going to be hard to talk to a phone without someone on the other end, but
Here,
hopefully there'll be
let me
people
fix that.
typing on
There. Now just talk.
there. Just look at me and start talking.
Except for you need to make sure you can see comments, because people will ask you things. And
Yeah, I know. I can't see any comments right now.
if you open this up on your iPad, you should be able to see every comment.
Okay, well, let me go
Literally
see.
every
Yeah,
single comment. But that's all right, man.
yeah.
There's a lot of people on here that are sending you lots of love, saying unbelievably positive things about you, dude. You're an amazing dude. You're a good friend of mine. I told you Wednesday when you hit me up. I've told you in the past, anything I could ever do for you,
Mhm.
I would. So
No, I appreciate that. Oh,
you
my
did, you
first
did.
live,
If
my
Grant,
first
hey,
live's 40. What?
if Grant watches this or is watching this, you did ask me for his cell phone number. I didn't give it to you. I didn't give it to. I didn't give it out, GC. So,
Yeah.
but I'm sure Grant probably wouldn't mind you having his cell phone
No,
number. But
I was actually, like I was pretty impressed. Like so, this whole deal out in Toronto, they were a part of that. Like I didn't
yeah,
know, like I didn't even know, like I wasn't gonna go. And
yeah,
then the event planner reached out to me. Irwin reached out to me and said, "Hey man, like come up, we'll take care of you. Just come up." So I went there.
wow,
As soon as I walked in, VIP backstage, the event coordinator got me to go get Grant and Elena. And
wow,
Richie got out of the truck. He's like, "Joe Jackson, come here, brother." And he gave me a big hug. Like he knew who I was. Like, it was
yeah.
powerful. I got to sit with Elena on the front row with at the event with Grant. I just watched with Grant. Like I don't know how many people have actually spent time with Grant. I know you have. There's probably people here that have. That when you get around someone like that with that kind of energy,
It's
he
unbelievable.
literally sucks it out of you. The negative, he just basically he recharges. It's like a blood transfusion, man.
It
You get
is.
around Grant, you're gonna get a mental freaking transfusion. It's
It's far more than mental. There's like
uh,
when I spent about 2.5 or so hours in his office with him one time, and I remember leaving there, and I went live on Periscope after that,
mhm.
and I said, I have no idea what just happened. Like I literally, I was done. I said, I don't even know what to say. I don't know
Yeah,
what just happened, but I know that I felt in that moment more hope than I think I've ever felt in my life.
yeah,
It,
yeah. There's some sort of power that he has for that. I don't get it.
it's
Even
insane,
Elena.
man.
Elena was incredible. I
There,
was in there. I hopped in Richie's. Grant actually made me laugh because I had to chase him a little bit, so I was huffing and puffing. So I
yeah,
went up, and when he saw me, he's like, "Joe, I'm so happy you made it." We shook hands and stuff.
yeah.
He's like, "Get into this freaking car before you have a heart attack." So then I got in the back in the Range Rover, and Elena was back there and got to talk to her, and like it
He
was
said, "Get in the car
get
before
in
you."
that freaking car before you have a heart attack. It was hilarious. So yeah,
That's
we did that.
Grant, dude. That's Grant.
Oh yeah, he's got no shame there. So, anyways, it was yeah. Yeah, you know what, man? I believe too. Lori had a lot to do with that, and she would have been so freaking happy to know that I got to, yeah, so happy to know that happened and took place, and she's empowering me, man. I tell you, there's one thing that I have gotten is I've seen the scariest thing, and I've experienced the most pain that I could, other than you hurt my kid. Some of my kids that'd be same, like it would be equivalent or more pain
Yeah,
and fear. Other than that, dude, I have an immunity. I have an immunity to fear and immunity to pain because you're not going to trump what I've already went through, right? Like
right,
I've already felt that dealing with customers and stuff, so you can't hurt me.
right,
You can't hurt me,
right.
and
Wow, man.
because there's not like there's like I don't know. There's just nothing really scares you anymore, right?
No,
You're like, so I take that as an asset, right?
yeah,
So it's
sure.
like, hey, why be scared? Right? I
Yeah,
was kind of concerned for a moment at the event that Grant was going to pull me up on stage. I kind of went because they were adamant about a particular spot I was going to sit, and I thought Grant was going to pull me up. And I got the butterflies. I'm like, what am I freaking scared of, man? Like,
right.
look what I've been through, man. I can go on stage. My eulogy, I was scared, but I'm like, I can do this. I've been through way more adversity in the last 2 weeks. A little bit of speaking in front of some people. It's hard. It was emotional. I was crying,
Sure.
but like, yeah, I just don't let it limit you, right? So, and man, I appreciate you. Thank you
Joe,
for doing this. How was my first live? Did I do okay?
you're for hey, everybody give Joe a rating, an A to F. A to F for his
No.
first live.
Yeah, A to F. Well, it's okay if
Or
it's
how
an F.
about a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being
Yeah,
off the hook? So,
it's
Joe,
okay if it's one. I have something to look forward to, right?
right,
So
right. Dude,
that
you are, you know, uh, Lori is an amazing like she's an amazing soul that you know
She
she's
built me, dude. She built me.
she's
She
amazing,
built
and
me.
you're amazing. I'm unbelievably sorry that for whatever the reason is, she had to leave now.
Mhm.
Um, but dude, I'm honored to call you a friend. I'm proud of you for where you are mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Like,
Thanks,
dude,
man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
you're amazing. You're
Thanks, man.
amazing. So you need to get your ass on some live streams and help other people, dude.
Yeah,
You do.
absolutely. No,
And I'm
I'm gonna
happy
do
to help you. I'm going to help you do that, man. I'm going to help
right.
you. So, Joe's up in Ontario, Canada. What
Yeah.
town?
Well, it's Guelph.
Ontario's
It's near
not,
Toronto. It's near Toronto. An hour from Toronto. It's Guelph.
huh?
It's it's near Toronto. An hour from Toronto. The town's called Guelph.
Wealth?
Guelph.
How do you
Guelph.
spell that?
Guelph.
Is that French?
I don't know what it is,
I'm just,
but I know everybody messes it up. That's why I
uh,
usually say near Kitchener or near Toronto.
well, there's a lot of Canadians on here right now, literally. Catherine Pon Ends,
Yep.
Robert J. Moore, Robert Brooker, a lot of people. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then so everybody can follow me at Joe Jackson, Instagram and Facebook is
Yeah.
Joe Jackson. On Instagram is Joe B Jackson, but then uh, my Facebook for my company is Hot Shot Floater for the floating for the transportation company, and then Inspire Knowledge is for both social media. All social media is Inspire Knowledge. And that's the Grant Cardone licensee. That's my licensee thing. So
Dude, you're a rock star. You are a freaking rock star.
thanks, man. I don't know how to play instruments though, so I can't be that much of a rock star.
It's all right.
Oh, want me to tell you another crazy thing? I'll tell you.
Yeah,
Let me blow your mind here.
do it.
So, my 9-year-old daughter always played piano every day, like a keyboard with Lori. And they always played songs. They'd have a thing on the iPad. They'd play, and I'd lay in my daughter's bed and listen. Like I love the sound of a piano. Never
Yeah,
touched it in my life, but I
yeah,
freaking love the sound of it. It melts me like butter.
yeah.
So the other night, a couple days ago, Charlotte was in her bedroom by herself, and I knew she needed some of her own time, right? And I heard her up there, and she was on the piano. And I went in, I kind of opened the door, and she was crying, and she's playing. And I said, "Charlotte, are you okay, honey? Like, what can Daddy do for you?" She says, "No, I'm okay." And as she's crying, she's like, I'm trying, I'm playing because I'm remembering Lori and all that, right?" And it's like, whoa, man, it was hurting the heart, right? Like I was. So then I went and I sat down beside her and I said, "What can Daddy do?" And so what they used to do is she'd play on one side and Lori would play on the other side, and it has the instructions on the iPad, right? You play along,
Yeah.
and dude, it was like freaking magic through my fingers. I've never touched a keyboard, and I played on that, and I played on that song, and we both cried. I had
Oh,
freaking tears pouring down my face, and we played the most beautiful music. And like, I don't know what people's beliefs are, but I'll tell you one thing right now. Lori was working through me, and it was like
wow.
Charlotte gave me the biggest hug, and I was like, anytime you want me to play with you, I would like play the music with you like that. You just ask me. And then she said, "Well, Lori used to have teas with me all the time. Will you do that with me too?" And I said, "Honey, I'll buy a freaking case of freaking tea bags. I'll go to Costco and buy the biggest box I can." Like,
Wow.
and I am becoming like a better dad. There's no, I never used to change a lot of diapers, and my little bugger Tanner, he is doing a good job of that.
He's keeping
He's
you.
filling his diaper 4 times a day on me. So I'm
Wow.
like, dude, you gotta get toilet trained, man. You're 3. You're supposed to be on the toilet. And he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I'll buy you a freaking I'll buy you anything you want. I spend more time wiping his ass than my own. I'm like, dude, you gotta knock this shit off, dude. I am
Oh
tired of
my
that.
God.
Uh-huh.
Dude, you are unbelievable. Holy crap.
Yeah, man.
Wow. You
Man.
said I'll buy you anything.
I don't care,
I
man. What
mean,
do you want? You want one of those 4-wheel little type things you drive on the side? I'll buy you 3. Just shit in the toilet. Like, Shit in the toilet, man. You know how to talk, and you
Oh,
know how to walk.
oh my God, dude,
So
that might be the fun. That's fucking hilarious.
it's horrible, dude. Like
Uh,
and like he's got no shame in it, man. It stinks. It's horrible.
he's
Yesterday
got
at the
those,
funeral, I had to change him right in the hallway, man.
oh my God.
Yeah,
That,
it's like, come on, dude. Let's get this together already, man. If he was here right now, like he's a character, the little bugger. So love
uh,
him to pieces. Love all five of them, and they're special, man. They're special to
yeah,
me, and but I've had to really step up as a father, and that's a gift, right? I connecting with my kids on an intimate level, as far as like just loving it's a connection, and I have I have to fill a much bigger role now, and um, I don't know, man. There's a different level there. There's a big time different level there, and it is really fueling me and keeping me going.
well, dude, I along with I'm sure every single person on this stream, um, again, I'm unbelievably sorry
Mhm.
for your loss. But ironically appears that you've also had some massive wins and gains, which is insane the way that you've taken all this, and you're just I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with your future. I think that dude, you got some big stuff coming.
I won't let Lori down. I won't let my kids down, and I won't let me down.
I love
It's
that.
like it's just it's there's no option, right? Lori always wanted me to do big things,
Yeah.
and
And
I
you
truly.
have. I mean, you have done a lot of big things.
I don't I don't get stuck too long in
I
that
know.
though,
I know.
right?
Right.
I got this house. Cool. Now what's next?
Right. Right.
Right? Because if you, I don't want to get hung up on that, right?
Right.
In the sense of like just because you achieve those goals doesn't mean you don't make new goals, right? Now
Yeah.
I'm not making goals so much for a house right now, but now okay, now let's blow the business up. Let's how are we gonna boom hit $1 million a year in sales?
Yeah.
That's the next target right now,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, I just don't want to get complacent, right?
I hear you.
So because complacency will be a bad spot for me to be. So
Well, dude, I'll do a live stream with you anytime, and I'll tell you what, here soon, maybe in the next month or so, we'll have you on my show as well.
let's do it. Yeah, if, I would love to be on podcasts, shows, whatever it's got to do. Right, I got a voice and I need to get it out there,
Yeah.
and if no one hears it, I can't help nobody. Right.
You got to do
This
live.
this
You got to do
this
lives,
this.
too, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna do lives
Yeah.
and Instagram and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
you're awesome, dude.
So are you, man. So
Well,
are you.
like I said in my eulogy, there's when you see in others what you see in yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
So when you see greatness out there,
Yep.
you're recognizing your own greatness. And Lori's great.
Yeah.
I don't know about me so much. Lori's freaking awesome, and she attracted that greatness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, and it's what you see in others is what you see in yourself.
Yeah.
So
Well, bro, thanks for coming on and being so real and authentic and pouring your heart out and your wisdom. Like your wisdom is freaking amazing. So thank you. And everybody, if you're not already a friend of Joe's, send him a friend request, follow him, do whatever you need to do, but follow this guy and Joe, there's some great things coming for you, man. Great things.
appreciate it.
All
I
right.
appreciate everybody on here, and everybody that has reached out to me. I appreciate all of you, everyone.
All right. Dude, we're gonna end this. Stay on here though, but tell
Okay.
everybody goodbye.
Okay. Thanks.
See you guys. I'm ending the live stream.